Now, many of you already know that NIO for the month of January they sold 13,863, which was an over 37% increase year over year. Which, looking at the fact that this year's deliveries were more than over 37% more than those of last year, it was something that was good because there are car companies like NIO who saw a drop from the kind of deliveries they reported last year around the same time. So this 37%, though it did not give us the 100% that we were expecting, or that already started signaling that NIO is going to produce 100% delivery growth rate, this figure was still pretty good, pretty decent for NIO. Now with that, today we got to see how delivery worked out per model, which, boy, I must say it's very, very interesting to see the kind of cars that NIO main brand model is able to sell. I mean, you will know that previously the top or the best selling model before the ONVO L60 was launched was the NIO ES6. ES6 used to sell 8,000, 9,000, even 10,000 units on a single month. And right now, things are not, or the figures are low from that 8,000, 9,000 we used to see coming from this model. I mean, a single screen, you notice that the ONVO L60 sold 5,912, which contributed to 42.65% of NIO's total deliveries. The starting price of the ONVO L60, many of you will know that, is 206,900 RMB, which equates to roughly around $30,000, right? Now, the ES6, the most or the top selling NIO model, it's still the top under the NIO main brand, but they sold 2,676, which constituted or contributed 19.3% of the total deliveries that NIO generated for the month of January, which were the 13,863, right? So the starting price of the ES6 is 338,000 RMB. Then we move to the ET5 Touring. ET5, January they had 1,959, which contributed 14.13%. The starting price of the ET5 Touring is 299,000 RMB, which shows you that it's just slightly below 300,000 RMB, right? Then we've got the EC6, which sold 1,302, representing a 9.39%. Start price of this model is 358,000 RMB. Then ET5 mid sedan, 889 was the number, 6.41% was the contribution, and 298,000 RMB. So price wise, ET5 Touring, ET5 mid sedan, they are the same, right? So ES8 on the 5th spot sold 446 cars, 3.22% was the contribution. Starting price is 498,000 RMB. Then we've got the ES7, which sold 330 units. 2.38% was their contribution when we look into the January deliveries. Starting price is 438,000 RMB. Then you've got the ET7, which sold 239 units in January. 1.72% is the contribution, and it starts around 428,000 RMB. And last but not least, we've got the EC7, which sold 110 units, contributing 0.79%, and the start price of this model is 458,000 RMB. Now, you will know that coming from the NIO CEO, he said price wise, the facelifts or the latest 2025 models are not going to go lower than this price, which is very, very important. And we have discussed this to say that the reason why this is good, the reason why that comment by the NIO CEO is good, is simply because the gross margins, we know they are going to improve rather than to obviously get low. Because if NIO is targeting profitability in Q4, like what the NIO CEO said, like what we've been saying, they need to make sure that their gross margins improve. And who knows, by Q4 their gross margins could be back around 18%, 20%, and that will make it easier for them to go or to turn to profitability. So we know that price wise, this car will still have the same price, if not slightly more than this price that they have now. But obviously they are coming with more technology, they are coming with more capabilities, more new designs. I mean, we know that these facelifts, ES6, EC6, ET5 Touring, ET5 mid sedan, they are going to have slight changes on the exterior but interior they are going to change completely. But for these other ones, the ES7, EC7, ES8, ET7, it looks like they are going to get a massive change even on the outside, which is something that we look forward to that, because for the ET5 touring, ET5 mid-sedan, ES6, EC6, we know that the changes externally might be more on the lights than any other area of the external body, right? We know that the lights are going to change, but let's see how this whole thing unfolds, and we look forward to that, because we know if these ones or these cars over 400,000 RMB are going to get massive changes, it means that NIO really wants to start selling massive units from these models. And let me tell you something, these are the models that really gives NIO some good, pretty solid gross margins, because they are quite pricey, and NIO of course will try to make sure that they are competitive. I mean, last week we were talking about the sneak peek of what looks like the new ES7, and boy, I must say, I cannot wait to see how the ES7 looks like. And if ES7 is going to look like that, you can imagine the looks of the elder brother ES8. I think we need to brace ourselves for what's coming. ET7, I can't imagine how it will look like. So we look forward to that launch, we look forward to NIO getting to profitability, and we look forward to the deliveries of this model, because CEO of NIO said they are not going to take that long after launching this model to start with the deliveries, which signals or which shows us that in terms of deliveries will start almost immediately after they have launched these models. The launch of the 2025 NIO models is going to start in Q2, and this is something that we look forward to, as this will unlock quite a number of sales coming from NIO. So blue sky is coming, man. Long term will win. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and once you subscribe, don't forget to hit or click the notification bell so that at least you get notified by YouTube every time I drop a new content. Blue sky is coming, long term will win. That's all from me, and God bless you all.